Tantou is the name of this handmade paper. It originated during ancient times in the town of Tantou in Longhui County of Hunan province. The special kind of paper was used for paintings and calligraphy to celebrate traditional Chinese festivals and to tell the unique culture of the town's local people. This is a famous New Year painting workshop in Tantou. The sales surge of New Year paintings has not yet arrived, yet already the second floor of the shop is filled with paintings ready to be sold. This courtyard is the only workshop that still produces Tantou paper. 52-year-old Li Zhejun is the workshop owner. He's a fourth-generation master of handmade Tantou paper making and has been doing it now for 30 years. The busiest time of year for Li is during the annual grain bud season. Raw materials for the year's production must be gathered during this time. A special kind of bamboo, which grows well in Tantou, is a popular choice of material for making Tantou paper.
We have to cut the bamboo during the grain bud season. This is because it is in its peak condition for paper making at this time. It is not too tender nor too old. Next, we need to peel the bamboo and cut it into pieces like this. After that, the cut bamboo pieces should be soaked in lime water for 80 days. This is what we call a material pond. After soaking the bamboo in lime water for 80 days, it must be soaked again in this pond for another 40 days. After this, the bamboo will be ready for the next process, which is called stepping.
Li's wife Li Yan is responsible for the stepping phase. She uses her feet to crush the cleaned bamboo. Around 3 to 4 hours of stepping is required to prepare just 1 day's worth of raw materials.
During my 30-year career, I've tried to change the method of making Tantou paper several times. But when we use machine to crush the bamboo into smaller pieces, the color and quality turns out relatively bad in comparison.
After the stepping process has been completed, the bamboo should be mixed with water. Li said that for this they always use spring water from the mountain. This is because tap water contains chemicals that can damage the final quality of Tantou paper.
Tantou handmade paper requires special tools to filter the bamboo water mixture liquid twice for one piece of paper. The first time is called qiu, and the second is called du. A lot of experience is required to master this skill.
Li continues to work throughout the winter, even though his hands are often numb from the cold. He's able to produce around 1,500 sheets of paper per day.
What makes Tantou papermaking so special is that the paper can be only separated at a certain angle. Every other angle has its own unique function.
The most arduous part of the paper-making process is the separating of the paper sheets. Li's father is the only one in the family who can handle this skill well. For thousands of years, the techniques used in Tantou paper-making have remained unchanged. It's still as complicated and painstaking as it was during ancient times. Li's father said it's hard to explain why his family have remained dedicated to this unique craft for so many years. But for him, Tantou paper has become his life's greatest love.
We should be very careful when hanging the paper to be dried. There should be no wrinkles. For example, the Tantou New Year painting required the paper to meet very high standard. My father has been doing this for several decades to reach the level he's at today. The paper can be written on both sides, and the ink color will not fade.
200 miles away in Changsha City, professional calligraphy scholars speak very highly of Tantou's handmade paper.
This paper has good elasticity. It is luminous but writes perfect. It can hold the ink very well. Those factors make it a good paper for calligraphy writing.
Today, many people opt for convenience and efficiency over quality. Despite the value of the Tantou handmade paper continuing to increase, its popularity is shrinking by the day.